How to set up Adobe Audition for recording. Yeah, you better get this one right, that's for sure. Especially what I like to do is I will sit down in my studio and I'll start to record whatever episode, and I'll have Adobe Audition running in the background as my backup recording. So it's always good to have this ready to go in one form or another, whether it's for voiceover, for backup recording, and there are several different ways you can do it. You can do it in waveform view, you can do it in multi-track view. We're going to go over all of that in just a little bit and hopefully show you a couple things to look for and eliminate a lot of confusion. So stick around. So by the end of this video, you're going to know how to use Adobe Audition as the primary recorder or as a backup. You'll be able to test your mic connection very simply. Make sure you have great levels, double check those, and get things all set properly, and you'll be able to monitor while you're recording. So let's get to it. So before you get started, the first thing you want to do is double check and make sure that everything is routed the proper way. What I mean by that is go under Edit, come all the way, come under Edit, here we go. Come to Preferences, and we're going to check out the audio channel mapping and the audio hardware. So starting with audio channel mapping, making sure that in your, what is this? This is the stereo input. Now this is my correct device. It just doesn't say a microphone. This is my input. That's my microphone. And here are my speakers. My Onyx Blackjack is a little tiny mini mixing board. It's actually called an interface because it only really does one or two microphones, and it goes right into the computer. So a couple microphones coming in, a couple speakers coming out, so that all seems to be set. Now let's come over to audio hardware. Again, my default input and my default output, my Onyx Blackjack looking good. Clock, latency, you really don't need to mess with too much, and sample rate 48,000 hertz. Sounds good. Now, these two things you may have to troubleshoot from time to time, so I wanted to show you where they were. So we're going to click OK for that. We're going to start with a brand new, I right-clicked inside this box. These are the files that this project you'll be working with. So let's create a file, namely the voiceover. Start here, right-click, New Audio File. And what you need to do is first give it a name if you want. A sample rate, pick your sample rate, at least 44.1 or 48 kilohertz or 48,000 hertz. Take your pick. Plus, this is going to be mono, mainly because you can't speak in stereo. And your bit depth is 32 float. Now, the float has to do with making adjustments later on. And it's a bit overkill, but just in case, it's not bad to have it there in case you need to make some of those adjustments that I was referring to. So let's just call this VoiceOver 1. And notice we are now ready for recording directly into Adobe Audition. This would be the file itself that we would be creating. So first of all, let's make sure our levels are good enough. Now here are your levels down at the bottom. There's a quick shortcut for this, and to watch live, you press the F10 key. So here's the F10. And now you can see this is a live version. Notice there's no recording going on, but yet I am able to read the levels. So that looks pretty good for this. Now we can either leave it here or we can turn it off. And when we start recording, that will come back. So now you're ready to go, and we'll tackle that in just a second. Now this is getting kind of technical. If there's something that's confused or I went too fast or something, please let me know in the comments below and I can explain it for you. Maybe even get another video to you. We'll see, depending on what it is. So let me know down below. What else can I do for you? So here we are. Let's double check our levels real quick. Now, what I would do is if this is not in the right place, I would make sure to reach over to my my interface that I talked about earlier, that Onyx Blackjack. And if I needed to, I could certainly turn down my microphone. So I wanted softer levels. That's a bit much. Now I'm going to bring it back up into here. Check, 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 check. A little bit more. As long as you were over or starting to hit about minus 10. Minus 10 is where you want to be, kind of an average. I'm hitting about 12 to 9, so that would be about good if we're going to start doing starting the recording. Now, if I needed to do some kind of shouting, if it was a car dealer spot or something like that, you might want to bring it down so you can get really loud. Now, notice I'm, peaking in the red, so let's not go there. So, you got your level set, And everything, whoops. There we go. Now you got your level set. Let me flip that back the way it was. I want that at the bottom. This is spectral view. Now this is where you record in the waveform. So I'm going to turn off. That means repeat. It'll constantly go back to the beginning once it reaches the end. I'm going to hit record. And now here you are recording the WAV file. That was a close-up view, so it looked really bad. It looked like you were going 6 million miles an hour, didn't it? So just zoom out, and there you are recording the file. This is our brand new audio file, and this will be the script that goes into, say, a radio commercial or the voiceover that you're working on or something along those lines. And then when you're done, you can always hit the space bar to finish. And there's your brand new file. Couple rules to think about while you're in the studio. Number one, give yourself about 5 seconds of dead air at the beginning. And I mean dead air. Sit very, very quiet while this is going. And then what you're going to do, is give yourself some time at the end. That way you can always take a sample of the background noise and get rid of it throughout the file in your editing. Now let's flip over to a multi-track view. Now what we're going to do is do a recording in the multi-track session. So let's flip over and get ourselves a multi-track session ready to go. We're just going to call it Untitled Session Number 1. We're going to put it in the right folder. We're not going to use a template this time, but this is a great way to speed up your editing if you have templates already built. Set your sample rate to 44.1, and again, your bit depth to 32 float. And make sure it's in stereo. The mix is in stereo. So when you're done with whatever it is that you're working on, you'll probably finish up and mix it down to stereo. Mono voiceover, maybe add some stereo music, and then your final mix is in stereo as well. So here we are. This is the brand new file that we just recorded. Now I'm going to show you how to record over here. First of all, we're going to go ahead and mute this one just to be on the safe side. And then what you do is, let's say you're going to put another voiceover on this particular track. You arm it, mute, solo, and record. Mute means we're not going to listen to this track. Solo means we're going to only listen to this track, and if there was anything on these, you'd see they were grayed out. And then record is arming the track for recording. So this is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like. And now when you click record down here, you're going to start recording brand new right here. So let me mute that. And there's the brand new recording. Here we are recording on a brand new file with a brand new track. And when I end this, this will become a brand new audio file all to itself. There we go. And you'll see it's just labeled track 2. And we would have to give it a brand new name. Save as voiceover 2. Save it in the exact same place, and you're good to go. There are your 2 files in your multi-track. We're going to turn that off. So now we can play back both of them. Now here you are recording the WAV file. And now we're going to solo this one. And there's the brand new recording here. And there are your 2 files ready to go. That's how you record in the edit view and here in the multi-track view in Adobe Audition. So one of the top elements, once you finally have your recordings done and you've got your backups and everything's good and you've got everything edited, make sure that you're talking to your audience the right way. And the right way is getting them engaged, getting them to respond, getting them to basically have a dialogue with you. And the best way to do that is through a PDF that I've got for you free. Click on the link below in the description. It's called Engaging Your Audience, the 3 Secrets to Podcast Success. Sign up for it right now and get your copy and then start using those techniques immediately. You can use it in your podcast. You can use it on your YouTube channel. Anytime you do any kind of public speaking, you can use what is in this download. Engaging Your Audience, 3 Secrets to Skyrocket Your Podcast Success. Get a copy now. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.